I'm the Straw Burn on me here, Preacher Man R&B, and this is another episode of Rich Land Comics. This time we're doing another episode of movie reviews. This time we're reviewing Venom: The Last Dance. And what happens in this movie is Eddie and Venom are on the run because what happened in the last movie in San Francisco, they're on all the news and everybody's after them for the instances that happened in the last movie. So what happens is the United States government, the army, is after Eddie Brock and Venom, and also these new alien creatures that show up are hunting Venom and Eddie because they have the codex. And what the codex is like, think of it as like a blueprint of Venom and all that, and it's a key to actually unlock Noel and free him, and Noel is the King of Black. So Noel sends his hunters out to find Venom and Eddie, and only time they can actually track down Venom is whenever he's completely transformed in outside of Eddie's body. So that's the only time that they track the codex. And throughout this whole movie, Venom and Eddie has to figure out how to deal with situations without being fully transformed. And they use this to their advantage because they transform and then the alien goes after them, and then they de-transform and then it goes after the army because they do that whenever the army's after them. And also, Venom takes over a horse, and we see Venom horse, and that was a pretty cool sequence that I liked a lot. Eddie meets his family that is on a road trip to Area 51, and they take Eddie with them, and then this is where Eddie finds all the other symbiotes that have been tested on or whatever, and they all start taking over the scientists that are at Area 51 or whatever, and they all start helping Venom fight off these hunters. And because they all know if the hunters get the codex, they can unleash Noel, the King of Black. And what happens is they have this big infight, and between the hunters, three hunters show up because the main hunter that's been hunting them throughout Earth calls on the other two hunters from their planet where Noel is, and they're able to you're able to see how the other symbiotes fight. Like Slasher, I really liked how she fought in the movie. We see a little bit of, I think her name's Adney or whatever. She has some kind of speed, electricity powers. Or Stream. So I think that's her name, Stream. I think that's who that is. We see Anti-Venom. We see a couple of more symbiotes from the comics. But what happens is Venom has to sacrifice himself at the end of the movie and take over the three hunters and takes them under this like acid thing that kills off symbiotes that the military has been using. And Venom sacrifices himself, and in doing so, the codex unlocks Noel, because the only way that Noel can get unlocked if the codex is destroyed, and the only way the codex is destroyed is either Venom or Eddie dies. Venom winds up dying at the end of the movie, so now at the post-credit scene we see Noel free, and we'll have to see what happens with that. Other than that, that's all that really happened. My question for y'all is, now that Noel is free, what's going to happen with that? As always, I'll burn on me here, Preacher Man RV sign out. Guys, GG's awesome. It's been another episode of Rich Land Comments. See you next time.